Okay, so because you said that you're fine with everything else, it's just that last step. I'm not going to go through this first half of the question. So essentially what you found in that first part of the question was that you have a standard deviation of 4.07, and then we can find the mean by substituting it back into the formula that we have here. So that means that our mean for this is 30 plus 1.226 bracket 4.07, which gives us 34.9898. Okay, so now we've got some information and we've got something that we want to test. We want the probability that his roses are greater than 32 to be 0.75. That's the statement that we're testing. Anything larger and he gets to keep the contract. So there's two different ways to do this. We're going to go through both of the ways, and I'm going to show you on my trusty calculator here. So we're going to go menu, stats, distribution, normal. Now here's where you can choose what you want to test. I'm betting that you've been trying to choose it using the inverse. So we'll do that first. So I'm going to click on the inverse. Now it should be on variable. Okay, so let's think about so this is distribution, normal, inverse. Now, when I'm testing the inverse, I'm not going to get the same answer as them, but I am going to get the same conclusion. So if I test the inverse, that means that my tail is going to be right. I don't have to write this down. It's over here. The tail's right because of this statement here. The area that we're looking for is going to be 0.75 because that's from the claim. We want our standard deviation to be 4.07. Execute. And we want our mean to be 34.9898. Execute. Now, what we're going to find here is we're testing to find a score that makes this statement true. So, what I want to find is if we are going to keep the contract, see how we've got 32 here? If we keep the contract, we want this to be larger than 32. If we're not going to keep the contract, it's going to be less than 32 because it goes by what's happening over here. If this is 32, that's our boundary line that we want, and we want the area in here to be 0.75 of the area. So if it tells us that we reach that area in like 34, then hey, that's good. That means that our probability is higher than what we wanted over here. If it's over here, then that means that to get the area underneath to be 75%, you need more than what we've got here. So then that's no bueno. Okay, so let's press execute. Boom, 37.73. Now, when I did that in my calculator, my physical calculator, I got something different. Let's just exit for a second. Let's just double check what went in here. Tail went left. That's my problem. The tail here should be going right. Okay, now we execute. It's going right because over here this is right. Okay, so now we get the answer that x, the discrete random variable value, is 32.24. So that is in here. The other one still would have told us that it is a true statement. It's just, you know, Miss Cameron's little fat fingers. All right, so yay, it's true. Therefore, you keep the contract. Keep, because this statement is true. X is larger than this, therefore it's true. Now, their way of doing it is to test it using your other claim. So binomial, distribution, normal, inverse normal. Nope, inverse normal is what we used last time. Oh, no, that's right, inverse normal. Okay, so, no, it's not that one. Distribution, normal, NCD. This is what they've tested. So they've said that the lowest is 32 Execute. The next one is going up to infinity. Execute. Standard deviation is the same. The mean is the same. Now, what we're looking for here is we want the probability. We're testing this statement again. So either you can test the values that go in here or you can test this here. So this will tell us the probability of getting a flower that is greater than 32 in the stem. So obviously we want it to be greater than the probability that we're given over there. So if it's anything larger than 0.75, that means the probability of that happening is better than 75%. So execute, boom, and now you see that it's 0.7687 or a probability of 76.87%, which means yes, contract. Assuming like something like the plague doesn't happen,